I've had a fever and body aches for months. And I've also had to go to the ER because I was showing stroke syndrome symptoms. I can barely talk. That was part of it. I couldn't talk, I couldn't see. I think it was a migraine, but my doctors, it was going on for like a week where I would like lose feeling in my left side and it would go numb, pins and needles, couldn't really move it. And I was seeing auras and all that stuff. So my doctors forced me to go to the ER once when it was happening in their office when I was there for just like a regular visit. And yeah, anyway, they forcefully took me to the ER because they were like, you can't ignore these symptoms. Anyway, ever since then I've been having fever, so I just haven't not had a fever and body aches, and I've lost like 30 pounds, and I feel really, really weak all the time, and it's really hard for me to eat. So I don't know what is going on, but they're trying to test me for different autoimmune stuff. I'm getting an MRI soon, so it's not like I'm not trying. I'm getting some like blood work done today as well, and I forget what else I was gonna say. Anyway, this chronic fever thing, it actually started like 2 years ago, maybe even like 3. I started recording it in like a diary where I would have these random fevers that would last like 2 weeks, but I wasn't sick and I wouldn't get anyone sick around me, and I was just weak and everything. But now it's just so much more debilitating. It used to be like I felt horrible, but I could still like play guitar and I could still show up on my job. Now I don't have a job at all, just so y'all know, except for the booking thing, which is gonna take forever, like to get the first gigs for me to make any money. So I have 0 income. So like if anyone wants to be nice and like buy merch or anything like that, not trying to do a pity party thing, but if anyone is interested, I can show that at the end of the video. But basically, I'm just making this video to explain what's happening in my life and why I'm not playing anymore and not working anymore. And also, just if anyone has any idea what causes just constant fevers, body aches, trouble seeing, kind of like neurological stuff where I'm clumsy and having trouble walking, and the weird symptoms I had for like a week of like losing feeling in my left side, but that only lasted a while. I don't know if it's unrelated. I have no idea. I also have a bunch of cysts on my ovaries. They're really big and they keep getting bigger. Does that have anything to do with it? I don't know. I'm basically making this video so like if anyone knows anything about these symptoms, there's so many things I'm finding. Like I could have fucking cancer for all I know. And I'm an anxious person, so I try to like stop myself from being a hypochondriac or anything like that. But I mean, the thermometer doesn't lie. I've tested it on other people and I had 2 thermometers to compare it to. It's happened at my parents' house where I just like all of a sudden came down with a fever, and back then it only lasted a day, but now it has just been like a straight month of fever, body aches constantly, and I just don't know what's wrong. I will say I had COVID too, probably 3 times. First time in February, I was extremely sick, and it was February right before March when they announced what COVID was. And so I'm kind of thinking that I did have COVID back then. The other 2 times were confirmed, and both times I had to go to the ER because I was fainting and having really bad, I had like pins and needles, hot feelings in my head, and went through my whole body, and I would just fall over. So I don't know if it's like an ever since COVID thing, because the random fevers did start around that. I swear to God, I have problems talking too. Like it's hard to make this video. I don't know. So I'm just like kind of throwing my symptoms out there and explaining my situation and why I'm not fucking doing anything, even though I used to do everything all the time all at once. And also I started having a lot of panic attacks, and it's like, yes, I have anxiety, I have panic attacks, I am diagnosed bipolar, I know I have mental health issues, but looking back, I realized that I was having panic attacks because my body was hurting, and it was causing my brain to freak out. And the whole time I was like, why am I having these panic attacks? Like, I don't understand. And I kept getting in trouble at work. I would leave gigs early. I've never done that. And I thought it was all in my head. But looking back, I realized these panic attacks were coming because I didn't feel well, and my brain was like trying to alert me. So anyway, and there's a prescription back there just for tummy medicine. I also got that when I got COVID because I threw up a lot when I got COVID, and I fucking hate throwing up. So anyway, they prescribed me that medicine, and I've kept it ever since, just in case I had tummy ache. Anyway, yeah, those are my symptoms, just throwing it out there. If anyone has any fucking clue, it would be great, because I am going insane. I have no life right now, and I have no job. And I went from having multiple jobs and playing all the time and having a steady income to having absolutely 0. And I live alone, and I have to pay rent and all my utilities and all my groceries, everything. So, like, it's stressful. I want to know what's wrong with me so I can go back to work. Anyway, like I said earlier, I don't have a job, so I will throw it out there that I do have these cool shirts. It took forever to make this design. I had it in my head, but I can't draw, so I had to make a lot of mock-ups and then have someone actually do it for me professionally. But if anyone is interested in supporting it all, they're $25, or if you don't have $25 or $20, I don't know. I just don't have an income, and I wanted to sell these shirts. I got all these shirts made and then stopped playing shows. So it's a little sad because I finally had some merch for shows and don't have them anymore. But yeah, thank you for listening to this long rant. I know I look like shit. It's because I feel like shit, and I just want to let y'all know what's going on. And at the same time, yes, I have one of these still. And at the same time, I want to know if anyone has any ideas, because I feel like you have to be your own doctor these days. Like, doctors see you for 10 minutes, and they're like, I don't know, and send you home. So any help would be great. Say hi, Jemmy.